Today we are going to learn a poem, The Quarrel by Eleanor Forgian. The learning objectives of the poem are to enable the students to appreciate the poem, to enable them to understand the thought and imagination in the poem, to appreciate the rhyme and rhythm and style of the poem, to learn value of patience, perseverance, that is tolerance and acceptance of mistakes and apologizing for. Before learning about the poem, we'll learn about the author. Eleanor Forgian was born on 13 February 1881 in England. Instead of her original name, she used her pen name for writing her works. Some of them are Tom Fool, Mary Andrew, Chimera. Her work was mostly based on children's literature. Her notable work is Morning Has Broken. And she has got some awards also. One of them is Carnegie Medal and Hans Christian Andersen's Award. Now children, answer me this question. How many of you fight with your brother and sister? Most of us fight with our brother and sister. And that too daily for unknown reasons. Matters which are very small, very petty, which doesn't have any significance at all. Why we fight? It's because of mere misunderstandings and ego between us. And most of the time it results with hitting each other, not talking to each other, and all sad feelings. Yes, is it correct to do? In this poem, The Quarrel, the poet has beautifully explained siblings fight, quarrel, and how they patch up at the end of the day. And this poem is very interesting and beautiful and very close to our hearts. Let us learn the poem, the summary first, and then the explanation line by line. The poet tries to explain how a quarrel between siblings began and ended without any reason. The poet says that she quarreled with her brother over something and she was not even aware what she was quarreling about. One thing was giving way to another, and while fighting, both of them fell down. Initially, it was a small petty issue, but gradually it became serious. The poet was claiming to be right, whereas at heart she knew that she was wrong. Both of them did not like one another. In this afternoon, something went wrong. Then suddenly, her brother patted the back and asked her to come along, as it is not possible or right to linger with the issue throughout the night. He also claimed to be on the wrong side, so he was actually right. It shows his generosity. We saw the summary of the poem. Now, the explanation of the poem. I'll read the poem's line first, then we'll go for the explanation. I quarreled with my brother. I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. The start of it was slight, the end of it was strong. He said he was right. I know he was wrong. Coming to the explanation, the poet had a fight with her brother. Both of them were fighting and were not even aware of the cause of the fight. The fight was happening because of series of things, small things together. For example, I can explain you a situation that generally happens in our life. When you take your crayon or sketch pen of your brother or sister, when she is drawing something and you also want that, then a small fight, a quarrel starts there. And when she tells she will not give you the crayon or a pencil, the next time when she asks for something, you will not be giving her. and that again you will start a fight for that. That the chain of things, activities, small misunderstandings leads to a chain of series of things and fights. One thing was giving way to the another. While fighting, both fell down. In the beginning, the fight was modest, that is, very small and slight, and it was not very serious. But gradually, it grew up intense and became very serious. Now the brothers said, "We hated one another." The afternoon turned black. Then suddenly my brother tapped me on the back and said, "Oh, come on. We cannot go on all night." I was in the wrong, so he was in the right. Now the brother understood that something is wrong and they should not carry all this hard feeling within the mind. And still noon it went on like that, and slowly her brother came and tapped on her back and told her, "This is not the way we can go along. Let us end it and we will patch up. Come, let us have a friendly pact and we will end this quarrel." This is how the poet ends the poem. Here at last, the brother turns to be very generous, and the sister also understands that there is wrong in our side also. So, both are now right. When you understand and apologize for your mistakes, you come to the right side. Now, let us see the new vocabulary: slight, small or modest; quarreled, fought; thumped, hit; turned black, to become unpleasant. So these are the some of new words that you learn from this poem with their meanings. Now coming to the poetic device. So what a poem to make the poem more interesting, and it gives a proper structure for the poem. And when you use these devices to write the poem, or even in your other writings, your writing becomes very interesting and very grammatical and very attractive. Now, in this poem, they have used a poetic device named alliteration. What is that? It is a term to describe a literary device in which a series of words begin with the same consonant sound. We all know what is consonant and what is vowel. Yes? Here, see this line. This is the fifth line of your poem. The start of it was slight. See the start and the slight. Both the words start with yes. What is the sound of that? Start. Slight. So in the same line, you have two words which have the same consonant sound in the beginning. So this type of word usages is called alliteration, and we can see in other poems also, and most of our tongue twisters are of this type. Now let's see the rhyming scheme of this poem. Rhyming scheme is nothing but the pattern of rhyme in the poem. How the rhyming words are placed in the poem in each line. In this poem, I have taken the first 4 lines to explain you. I quarreled with my brother. Closely observe these lines. Brother, another, about, out are all rhyming words. So first one, brother and another, we are giving A. So about and out, we have given B as a scheme. So when you find the other words with the same pattern, you can give them C and D. So the rhyming scheme of this poem is AB, AB, CD and CD. So the second para also have the same rhyming scheme: AB, AB, CD and CD. Now let us see the rhyming words used in this poem. Brother, another; slight, right; strong, wrong; black, back; along and wrong; right and night. So I hope all of you are clear with this poem. Read the poem twice, understand the meaning, and analyze the poem, analyze the poetic device and rhyming schemes given in that. Try to comprehend and write the answers for the questions. And never fight with your brother and sister for small things. Be happy and be safe in your house. Thank you, children.